3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Good morning everyone, welcome back to another edition of We Talk. My name is Enzo Amole and I am riding solo today. What an exciting Monday it is, and today is World Consumer Rights Day, and if you don't know what this means, please do watch the following clip. Moving on to news on our website today, President Hage Geingob on Friday visited the Osana village housing project nearly 5 years after he laid the first brick to officially mark the commencement of the project on the outskirts of Okahanja. The project is an initiative of Government Institutional Pension Fund and aims to build affordable houses for men and women in uniform, although 10% belongs to persons working in the private sector. Nampol and Rehoboth are investigating the fire that caused damage at Rehoboth High School on Thursday night. According to police, the fire was extinguished with the assistance of the fire brigade, the community and the police. Thankfully, no one was injured, although there was extensive damage to property. According to the Central Procurement Board of Namibia, government has pumped 1 billion into the public procurement process to promote locally registered company in the past 3 years in a bid to promote sustainable job creation. In more news from government, the Minister of Finance says that despite dire economic situation caused by COVID-19, they plan to honor financial obligations towards creditors, suppliers and employees, as well as statutory obligations including payment of tax refunds. In today's interview segment, FNB's Elzita Beukes gets to Marita Walther of e-bikes for Africa.
If you're feeling how I'm feeling and you know I won't stop, all we gotta do is take our love to the top. If I got it and you want it and you'll never let it drop, all we gotta do is take our love to the top. I will ride for you, baby, even die for you. When I'm loving you, but my heart don't stop.
Here we go!
The diverse Bright Young Thinkers, or BYT movement within First Rand Namibia, consisting of up-and-coming FNB, RMB, Ashburton and Westbank employees, all under the age of 35, recently named their top Namibian picks for excellence in 2021, awarding 25,000 to 6 outstanding individuals in the areas of sports, arts and culture, skills and capacity building, as well as community development, under the theme Fight the Good Fight. Fight the Good Fight shares and celebrates each individual's personal journey and achievements and explores their next steps towards promoting Namibia and all Namibians in becoming globally competitive across a number of fields. Join me, Elzita Beukes, Group Communications Manager and a proud member of Bright Young Thinkers, as we introduce our 2021 Bright Future candidates through our series of talks, Fight the Good Fight. Our first series showcases Namibians fighting for excellence in 2021 in athletics, art, sports, cycling, and education. Hi, and thanks for joining us for Fight the Good Fight, a series of talks sponsored by Westbank, a member of the First Rand Namibia Group. My name is Elzita, and today I'm chatting to Marita Walther, who is the co-founder and managing director of e-Bikes for Africa. Welcome, Marita.
Thanks, Elzita. It's so great to be here.
So start us off, Marita. Tell us, what is e-Bikes for Africa? What do you do? And why is it so great for our environment?
All right, so e-Bikes for Africa, we're a social enterprise. We're very much focused on the social aspect. But as our name says, we're also focused on e-bikes. So we launched our enterprise around 5.5 years ago with the idea to provide more sustainable mobility to Namibian commuters who we know suffer a lot with very expensive and tricky transport, if I can call it that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's our aim.
So how do you get an e-bike? How do you go about cycling one? Or how does it work?
Okay, so various options. You can either just rent an e-bike from us. If you don't know how to cycle, we can train you how to do so. Okay. You can also hire our services for deliveries, or just if you want to take a weekend out, a fun excursion with your family, we also do that. If you already have a bike at home, we can convert it for you, so you don't have to buy the finished product. Okay. So yes, actually anything e-mobility related you can think of. We also do solar recharge stations that fit in with the e-bike. So yes, we try to cover
end-to-end service provider.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
So you're also a feminist and an activist for women's rights, particularly in the mobility field in Namibia. Tell us about that. That's really exciting.
Yeah, so I try to work with as many women groups as I possibly can, since I know we have a lot of single mother households in Namibia, and many of them struggle to make ends meet. So we started a project with the GIZ and with physically active youth in 2015, where we trained women how to use bicycles to empower themselves. And we're currently in the process of trying to revive this project as well. So that's one of the aspects that we really try to focus on women. And also in my free time, I'm a board member of the Women's Leadership Center, and I'm also very much involved there in the activities that they run throughout the country.
And tell us about the work that you've done with the City of Windhoek for Women.
Yes, so with the City of Windhoek, we actually have a very exciting project called the Transformative Urban Mobility Initiative, which is quite a mouthful. But that's more focused actually on students and universities. Also with a strong women component, since we believe that women
run the household.
Run the household,
yes. Run the country.
Are the strong ones and behind everything else. So yes, they were really trying also to give them an opportunity to get to university and back, but not only that, also the educational aspect of more sustainable alternatives.
So talking about that, what do you think Namibia needs to do to be a little bit more globally competitive in the area of renewable or sustainable energy?
Yes, that's a really good question, since I think we're such a small country, we have the opportunity to change. The most difficult aspect is changing mindsets, since we're all used to sitting in our air-conditioned vehicles.
And driving everywhere.
Yes, exactly. But I think it would be great to see more initiative from corporates, especially in terms of, even if it's just small inner city movements and commuting and using e-bikes, for example, instead of taking the car from point A to point B, which is 1.5 kilometers from each other.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, so corporates would be fantastic if they can get on board to support the initiative. But another thing would be infrastructure. I think that's a really big challenge, is that we don't have supporting infrastructure. But I have to say positively, the City of Windhoek is working on that. And we're really positive that within the next year or so, we will see change in the city.
Like you said, we're a small country. It's possible to do that, especially with our vastness. From getting from point A to B, a bicycle is the most economical and best for the environment too.
Absolutely.
So tell us, what would you say to someone watching now that wants to do something for the environment but doesn't know where to start? What inspires you?
Well, what inspires me is the fact that we can change. So I know that I'm trying to fight a good cause that I know might actually see a difference at the end of the day. And anyone that wants to start somewhere, I mean, like they say, just start. But I would invite them to come knock on our doors. We're really open. We also try to be open source. We try to teach people. We have a little bit of a training component. And if someone doesn't know where to start, but they really want to change, we're willing to sort of guide them and mentor them in becoming the change they want to see in their societies.
And where can they find you?
Well, we're based in Katatura, in the Beukes Entrepreneurial Center. And we're open from 8 to 5, Mondays to Fridays. They can really just come knock on our
and
workshop
also your
door.
Social pages.
Of course, our social pages at e-Bikes for Africa.
Yes, great.
Yes.
So finally, Marita, with the 25,000 cash award that you're getting from Westbank, what are your plans for 2021?
Well, I'm super excited because when I go to work in the mornings, I see usually men, unfortunately not yet women, but men that cycle from construction site to construction site to sell food to the workers there, or even these guys that push their ice cream trolleys up the hills and are really struggling and sweating. And I've always thought cycling past them, these guys need some kind of a boost. And now Westbank has made it possible for me to boost their business. So I really have the idea to empower one of them with an electric vehicle, preferably a woman, but let's see if we can get that going.
So converting one of the existing bikes into an e-bike.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marita, and thank you for your work that you're doing in the community also. Thank
you.
you for watching. Make sure you tune into our other episodes where we're talking to some inspirational young Namibians and what they're doing in our community.
Well, thank you for such an insightful interview with Elzita. For today's live hack segment, this one is for all the woodworkers out there. Dents in wood surfaces can be annoying, but fret not, they can be fixed. Simply soak a washcloth in water and wring it out a bit so it's not soaping wet. Put the damp washcloth on the affected area. The water will wet the wood. Then, with your iron on its higher setting, place it on the damp washcloth over the affected area and make small amendments back and forth and in circles. Press down firmly and continue until your washcloth is dry. It won't take long to evaporate. At this point, the wood fibers are absorbing the water and should expand back to where they were originally. Continue this process and repeat by adding more water until the dents rise up to be flush with the rest of the material. Next up is our Flex Minute with Janet Dirgat.
Hey guys, and welcome to Flex Minutes. Or not welcome, you guys know me by now, but yes, let's get into it. I'm Janet Dirgat, your presenter for Flex. Now today we're going to do some bar workout. Now bar is a combination of Pilates, ballet, and also some yoga movements. So you can make it fast paced or you can really go slow with it. It's a very mindful workout. So it's a lot of ballet movements that they do. So we're going to do a curtsy lift. So with a curtsy lift, I'm going to go down here. You cross your arms and you bring it up. Okay, so you want your arms to be relaxed. You don't want to tense it up. So you just want to go into the movement. I'm quickly going to do the other side for you. So you go down and you bring it up. Okay, so you can go as wide as you can go, and then up. And if you lose your balance, you can quickly just regain your balance and bring it back. So that you can do for about 30 seconds on one side, or you can count up 15 reps on one leg. And then, so you switch it and then we move into the next ones. Okay, so we're gonna use this chair right here. That's why it is here. We're gonna do calf raises with this. Okay, but I want your feet to be hip width apart and you have to slightly point your toes outwards, and I want you to lift it up. And then we're gonna do calf raises. Let's do 3, and then let's lift up one leg, 1, 2, 3, and raise it. Okay, so obviously we will definitely have to repeat it on the one side. So in doing this, you really have to focus on your posture. So keep that back straight, keep your belly tucked in, and you really want to squeeze your glutes as well while you're doing this. So you don't want to tilt too much backwards. You want to be forward but straight as well. Okay, then we're gonna move to the other side real quick, just so that you guys can see it on each side properly. And doing it on both sides really helps I need to balance it out, so just doing one leg is not gonna feel very good. So yeah, so you guys can do this for 30 seconds, or you can count 15 reps on each side. So this really works your calf, your glutes, your hamstrings, and it's a really awesome thing to do. But bar workouts, look it up, really fun workouts. And if you ever wanted to be a ballerina, you can have a little introduction to what they do. I'll see you guys in the next Flex Minutes.
Well, in today's Did You Know segment, Yolanda Nell chats to Sylvanus Valombola, who is right behind the camera, as he shares more insight about production.
Good day and welcome to another episode of Did You Know? Today we're talking manufacturing. Although I could not convince my colleague to actually be in front of the camera, he will run us through how it works behind the scenes.
My name is Sylvanus Valombola, a videographer, video editor by profession. What my job entails, daily duties, is to record footage and then edit it according to script or according to client briefing or whatever it entails. To be a videographer, you need to have kind of like an eagle eye. You should be creative. You should always look out for small details. How high points in being a videographer is just looking at a masterpiece that you put together, like a short film or something. Those are really things that will make it makes you like enjoy your work. The high points or the low points in this profession is when you lose footage, or maybe you come edit the footage, there's no sound. I mean, just technical fails. Those are really things that put you down, but then you just learn from them and move on.
And there you have it. If you didn't know, now you do.
Well, unfortunately, we have come to the end of our show. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you guys tomorrow again as we visit other local businesses.